What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about what happened today in the market. And before starting out the video, I want to let you guys know that tomorrow I am not going to be able to film our video in English. I have something to do at 6 p.m., so I am just going to be able to film our video in Spanish, but I'm going to be back on Thursday for sure, as I always do, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And the markets did pretty well today, guys. Russell 2000 went up 2.28%, Dow Jones went up 1.40%, S&P 500 went up 2.08%, and get this, guys, Nasdaq went up 3.03%. Something that is also worth pointing out about today's trading session is the fact that the VIX, the Fear and Volatility Index, went down 18%. Very good news for the bulls out there. And TNX, or the 10-year Treasury yield, went up 3.60%, which is a sign that the markets are starting to look past the Omicron fears. And now the $1 million question is, was what happened today the confirmation or a confirmation that we are going to see a Santa Claus rally in, the remaining of December? I don't know, guys. That's a tough one. Remember that on Friday we have a critical macroeconomic data coming out because we're going to have the CPI data report of November coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So unless we get a better than expected report inflation-wise, I am not going to affirm that we are going to see a Santa Claus rally this year, guys. We have to be patient. We have to be careful. We need to have cash aside, because if on Friday we happen to have a worse than expected CPI data report, then volatility is going to probably pick up once again. If we take a look at the advances and declines distribution, we also had a very solid day today with 56 stocks advancing today and only 1,800 stocks declining or going down. So most of the vast majority of the stocks of the stock market ended up going up today. And if we take a look at these sectors, we also had a green day all across the board, with the 11 sectors closing today's trading session in positive territory. And the gold medal goes for technology, guys, going up 3.48%. Another very important sector in the market is the financial sector, which went up 1.71%. And the worst performing sector, and I am quoting worst because this sector also went up today, was consumer staple, which went up 0.19%. Remember, guys, that the consumer staple sector and also utilities, which was the second worst performing sector today, these two sectors are defensive sectors. So this is a very positive sign as well, guys, because when you guys see consumer staples and utilities going up or leading the markets, that implies that there is fear out there. And that's a reason why the big money of Wall Street goes after these two defensive sectors. So in a day in which technology went up almost 4%, and we had utilities and consumer staples being the lagging sectors, this is a sign that the markets are feeling, let's say, safe, okay? Investing and buying more, riskier stocks. Let's just put it that way. So the most two important sectors today did their job perfectly, with the financial sector going up almost 2% and with the tech sector getting the gold medal. So we had a very positive day, but we'll still need to wait for the CPI data report on Friday. Now I want to show you guys some trades that I closed in today's trading session before going over the indices and Chargepoint, which is going to be the very first stock that I am going to break down today, because Chargepoint should have already reported earnings by this time. So let me show you here, guys, because today I sold another covered call of Tesla. Selling covered calls of Tesla, guys, you guys know that I own more than 100 shares. So this has turned into a part-time job, guys. I gotta be very honest with you. So today I sold the 1,250 buck call that expires on December 23rd, and I was paid $785. How about that? So this covered call expires in less than 20 days. It expires actually like 15 days out, guys. And today I was paid $785. I don't think that Tesla is going to be at $1,250 by December 23rd, unless this insanity of a new stock split happens to be announced. But that is a possibility that I am, for the most part, ruling out. So I made today with this covered call $785, and I also bucked back a covered call that I had sold on AMC, guys. So let me show you, because this is another profit that I locked in today. So on November 1st, I sold a $55 call that expires on December 17, and I was paid way back then $208. And today, this call was worth only $19, guys. So I decided to buy it back, and I was paid $208, and I ended up paying $19. So I ended up making over here $190. And take a look at another trade that I closed today. This was a surprise, guys, mind you, because yesterday I sold a put credit spread on CRISPR Therapeutics. I sold this was the spread, I think that was the $50 spread, and I was paid yesterday. This spread expires, I think that in February. I don't really remember right now, but I think that I think that the expiration date was set in February of next year. So yesterday I was paid $740. This amount of money was credited to my account, and since I sold this put credit spread, guys, CRISPR Therapeutics went on an absolute tear. And today the value of the spread was $528. So I decided to close this position. This position. So I was credited $740, and I paid $528 in order to close this position. So I ended up making over here $212. And I also had to take a loss today, guys. You know that I show you my winning and losing trades as well. So Rivian, a stock that I broke down in yesterday's video, and take a look at Rivian, guys. It is at $116. So I ended up cutting the loss unnecessarily, let's just put it that way, but I stuck to my plan, and that's the most important thing, obviously, right? So this morning I purchased the 35 shares of Rivian at $115.33, paying $4,036. And once Rivian broke $113 to the downside, which happens to be an important area of lower support, I decided to cut the loss. I thought that Rivian was going to visit $105, $106, and this is a stock that I don't want to be holding the bag with, because the valuation is extremely insane. So I ended up selling out of my 35 shares at $112.61, and I was paid $3,941. I ended up taking a loss over here of $90, but I ended up making, in general terms, I ended up making $1,092 because of the covered call that I sold of Tesla, because of the put credit spread that I closed on CRISPR Therapeutics, and also adding up the covered call that I bought back on AMC Entertainment, so $1,000 in one single day. So I have absolutely nothing to complain about today's trading session. And in the case of the S&P 500, and as I said in the introduction of this video, this index went up today 2.07%, and it closed today's trading session at 4,686 points. So I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart and take a look at the relative strength index of the S&P, guys. It is at 59 points. We still have room to the upside. And clearly, the next task for the bulls of the S&P is going to be taking on 4,700. 4,700 happens to be a former area of resistance back from November 24th. We are also talking about a former area of support back from November 19, and we are also talking about a former area of support as well back from November 8th. The most positive aspect that is worth pointing out over here is that the bulls managed to reconquer today this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So in strict technical terms, if we didn't know that the CPI data report is coming out on Friday, and that might, give rise to a turn in the markets if the CPI data report happens to come out way worse than expected. So if we didn't know that, we could make the case that from a technical standpoint, the bulls are once again in total control of the S&P 500. So don't be surprised if 4,700 happens to be broken to the upside tomorrow, and if the bulls are able to fill the next gap up to all-time high at 4,744 points. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the NDX, the Nasdaq 100. And if you remember, guys, I told you in yesterday's video that it seems like the new blue chip stocks are the big tech stocks, guys. We have a new situation in the markets in which, the big money of Wall Street is going after these, big tech stocks, the Apples of the world, the Googles of the world, the Amazons of the world, the Teslas of the world, believe it or not, because those companies have proven to be, to be a hedge against any crisis, because they always make money regardless of the general situation of the economy. So the NDX went up today 3%, an absolute tear. And it closed today's trading session at 16,325 points. And obviously, guys, the main, situation that is worth pointing out over here is that the bulls managed to reconquer this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So we are still on a clear uptrend and trading above the moving averages, with the relative strength index of the NDX at 59 points. So the bulls are in charge once again, guys, no doubt about it. So today we closed at 16,325 points, as I just told you, and that implies that the next important area of overhead resistance for the bulls is going to be 16,458 points. We are talking about a former all-time high that was reached back on November 5th, and we are also talking about a former area of resistance back from November 30th. So if the bulls can take on this area near 16,460 points on good volume and momentum, then the other gap that they are going to need to fill is going to be up to all-time high at 16,764 points. But as I have been telling you throughout this video, everything could change on Friday depending on the CPI data report. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Chargepoint, guys, and what could be potentially going on over here. You guys know that I like to improvise. I don't see anything before starting to record my videos. And what happened here on Chargepoint? So what is going on over here? So Chargepoint went up today 5%, and it closed today's trading session at $21.78. So let me pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute. And Chargepoint is very choppy, guys, after hours. So we can make the case that the report was mixed, maybe, because we are not seeing, a huge drop like the one that we saw last week on DocuSign, that the reaction of the markets on DocuSign's latest earnings report was epic, guys. I am not going to I am not easily going to forget about that earnings report. So let's see what happened here. Do I have the information complete? Okay. EPS, negative EPS, I think. This is not a company that makes any profit yet. So the negative EPS came in at 21 cents, missing the estimate of 13 cents. And sales came in at $61 million, beating the estimate by a hair of $64.71 million. So they missed by a long shot, guys, when it comes to EPS. So I think that guidance must be decent, guys. Otherwise, we could be seeing a drop such as the drop of DocuSign last week. So let's see what happened here guidance wise. So come on. Okay, let's see final financial results. Okay, yeah, raises full year revenue guidance. So they are up guiding, guys. That's the reason why. And despite the fact that we are seeing a huge miss on EPS, the stock of this company isn't taking a hit. So let me see. Okay, Chargepoint raises full year 2022 guidance from $225 million up to $235 million. No, sorry, I take that back. From $225 million up to $235 million to $235 million up to $240 million versus $238 million estimate. Q4 sales are going to be somewhere between $73 up to $78 million versus $73 million estimate. So yes, they are up guiding all across the board, guys, when it comes to sales for Q4 of this year and also for full year 2022. So this is a very good sign, and this is the reason why Chargepoint isn't falling off a cliff after having reported earnings. So I would say, guys, tomorrow is going to be a tricky one. And why? Well, because you guys can clearly see over here on the 4-hour chart how a death cross is about to unfold. You guys can see how this 50 SMA is about to cross below this 180 SMA. This is bearish. This might be signaling that Chargepoint could be potentially visiting once again $20 per share, or maybe if tomorrow the final reaction of the markets once the trading session opens is positive, then we can make the case that the stock of this company might be able to burst above $23. $23 happens to be a former area of support back from early August and also back from late May. If the bulls of Chargepoint, guys, listen up, can take $23 on good volume and momentum, the next important gap that they have to fill is up to $26.50. $26.50 is a previous area of resistance back from November 30th and also back from August 10 and July 22nd. So if we were able to take a momentum trade and take a look at the relative strength index of Chargepoint, guys, it is at 33 points. Very healthy from a technical standpoint, so we could see another leg up according to the relative strength index of the stock of this company. So from $23-ish up to $26-ish, we are looking at an 14% profit. So definitely Chargepoint has to be on the very top of our personal watch list in tomorrow's trading session. And the second stock of this video is going to be a stock that I haven't talked about in quite a while, Nano Dimension. So let's dive into it. So NNDM went up today 4.39% and it closed today's trading session at $4.52. And guys, this company posted a way better than expected earnings report recently. I am not going to go over the report, but they really beat on both EPS and revenue. And you guys know that this is a higher multiple stocks. So on inflation fears and on a hike of interest rates fear, the stock of this company has been treated like garbage. it has been going down a lot. And take a look at the horrible downtrend that we can see over here on the 4-hour chart. But they did post a very solid earnings report, and we got good news today, guys, because this news came out yesterday, right? So let me see, because they said, you guys know that this company makes 3D printers, and they said, let me read here the news. So they said that they were able to sell their first two Dragonfly IV 3D AME systems, or whatever the name of this 3D printer is, to leading Western defense and government agencies. So obviously this is a humble sale, guys, only two of the 3D printers that Nano Dimension makes. However, this is a step in the right direction, no doubt about it. And as I told you, this company really posted a very solid earnings report recently. And let me pull up here, guys. I am curious because I think that Nano Dimension got up to $18 in the beginning of this year. Take a look, guys. All-time high for Nano Dimension back in early February, $18 per share. So this implies that Nano Dimension is trading as of now 75% of the highs. And obviously, this is a company that we can make the case is still at a speculative stage, that is still at an early stage of development. But I think that this company is going to do pretty well in the future. And for the Nano Dimension bulls out there, guys, this is a 75% discount. Sheesh. So, in terms of taking a trade on NNDM, take a look at this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $4.64. Nano Dimension was actually rejected today right at this moving average. So I'm thinking, guys, that if the bulls can take on this 50 SMA on good volume and momentum, they might be able to fill the next gap up to this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart near $5.30. $5.30 is also a previous area of support back from early October, also back from mid-August, and lastly, back from early May. So if we were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, picking up shares of Nano Dimension once we confirm from a technical standpoint that the bulls were able to burst above this moving average, this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, let's say that we pick up some shares at $4.70 each, and if we write them up to $5.35 up to this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, we are looking at an 11% profit. This would be no joke. So don't sleep on Nano Dimension. I think that this company is definitely taking steps in the right direction, and they recently posted a very solid earnings report. And now let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol MTTR. Matterport. And in the case of Matterport, I opened a position today, guys. Let me show you the position that I opened on Matterport, and I think that I am in the green already. I'm thinking, let me see, Matterport, there you go. Let me show you, because you guys know that I put my money where my mouth is. And I purchased today 150 shares at $25.99. And as of now, I have an unrealized gain of $29. You guys know that I recently purchased my Oculus headset, so I have become an absolute bull of the metaverse, and I think that this company has a first shot of being an important company in the new business of the metaverse. You guys know that this company is involved in both software and hardware when it comes to the metaverse, and they actually produce or manufacture and sell this 360 degrees camera which are being used as of now, guys, in order to map real estate properties. So I think that this company has a very disruptive, let's say, direction or orientation. Let's just put it that way. And see, and according to my personal opinion, guys, if the metaverse happens to become what I believe is going to become the next big thing, I think that the market opportunity of Matterport is absolutely huge. So what's my plan when it comes to the position that I just showed you? Well, $25.50, guys, is a very important area for Matterport. And why? Well, because we are talking about a former area of support back from late November. But at the same time, we are talking about a former area of resistance back from early November. So if tomorrow, or if in the course of this week, I keep on seeing Matterport consolidating slightly above $25.50, I am going to keep on adding shares to the position that I showed you. Because I do believe, guys, that the longer the bulls keep on consolidating slightly above $25.50, the more likely they are going to be to gather momentum in order to make another push higher and potentially fill the next gap up to $30.89, which happens to be a former area of resistance back from mid-November. So whenever I close this trade, hopefully, the way that I am describing it over here, from $25 or having shares at an average cost of $25.50, and if I can sell out of my shares at $30.76, I am looking at an 16% profit. And mind you, guys, I still need to do a deeper research work when it comes to Matterport. And I am thinking about starting one or two new long-term positions. You guys know that I am already investing at a long-term in NEO, Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so forth. But in the case of Matterport, this is one of the, let's say, strongest candidates for me to open a new long-term position, because as I just told you, I purchased my Oculus headset and the metaverse is absolutely unbelievable. So watch out for Matterport. And the last stock of this video is going to be a rival group. And in the case of a rival group, these guys are my neighbors. And no, I don't live in the United Kingdom. You guys know that the rival group is based in the United Kingdom. However, they are headquartered here in the US, in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, the beautiful city in which I live. And I actually live something like 10 or 15 minutes away from the building in which Arrival has its offices. And you guys know that this company became very famous once the news about a potential deal with UPS, through which Arrival was supposedly going to manufacture thousands of electric delivery vans for UPS. So when that news came out, Arrival Group went on an absolute tear. Let me pull up here the 1 year chart. What's the... Oh, take a look at this, guys. Jeez. So it looks like all-time high, guys, for Arrival is at $37. Keep in mind that Arrival went up today 4.91% and it closed today's trading session at $7.90. So Arrival got a very nice haircut, guys, a military haircut over here. And if any of you happen to know anything about this deal with UPS, with the United Parcel Service, please drop a comment down below. I haven't heard back from that deal. And I'm thinking, guys, that eventually, if the deal happens to go through, and if Arrival actually is going to manufacture electric delivery vans for UPS, then we might see Arrival once again, maybe not at $30, but we might see it once again at the 18s or $20 or $25. Who knows? And by the way, this is a stock that many of you guys have been telling me to go over. So in terms of taking a trade, remember, this is another higher multiple stock. This is another strong candidate in order to be very affected by a worse than expected CPI data report, even though Arrival was recently hit an all-time low at $7. But who knows what the reaction of the markets could be in front of a nasty CPI data report. I would say that most of the higher multiple stocks out there and small cap stocks are still going to remain under pressure. So in terms of taking a trade, guys, I need to see the bulls of Arrival taking on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $9, which happens to be at the same time a former area of support back from November 23rd. So I'm thinking, and let me zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, that the second the bulls of arrival can take on this moving average on the 4-hour chart on good volume and momentum, they might be able to fill the next gap up to $10. $10 happens to be a former area of support back from mid-August. So if we were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, from $9.05, $9.10, once we have confirmed that the bulls of arrival were able to burst above $9. So from $9.10 up to $10.17, this is a 10% profit trade, guys. If we pick up 500, 600 shares, you guys can go ahead and do the math. So watch out for arrival, guys. I think that we might be able to take a quick trade with the stock of this company if the bulls are able to take on $9 per share. And with Arrival Group, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember, and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and remember, no video tomorrow, but I will see you guys once again on Thursday, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.